今日のエピソードでは、英語圏である西洋諸国における特定の社会的状況についての重要なソーシャルイングリッシュのヒントをお教えします。アメリカ、カナダ、イギリス、その他の英語圏の国で実際に使えるように英会話のスキルアップに焦点を当てた社会的状況に関する大事なヒントを聞きながら学んでいきます。
皆さんこんにちは。毎日少しずつ社交に使える英語の上達を目指すソーシャルイングリッシュポッドキャストへようこそ。今日はぜひもっと自信を持って英会話してみましょう。 Are you ready, Percy? Let's go!
Yes, Hikari, I am ready, and I am really excited to talk about today's episode of the Social English Podcast. Hey everyone, Yokso, konnichiwa. And I am so happy to be here to join you on today's episode of the Social English Podcast. This is going to be a very, very interesting episode. If you are new to the Social English Podcast, once again, welcome. Thank you for coming to the episode, to the podcast. It means the world to me. I want you to listen and to be able to get better at your English every single day by learning how to speak English, how to listen to English by listening to this podcast. Today, I'm going to give you a very personal episode. Now, this episode of the Social English Podcast is meant for intermediate to advanced English learners. These are the people who already learned a little bit of English in junior high school, or university. Actually, more for the high school, university, or you've studied English and you're at a high level on your own. This is to tell you about what to expect and a couple of things about visiting America and foreign countries, especially Western English-speaking countries. And it's something that I think you should know. So I really can't wait to talk to you about it. But first, I want you to get into the proper mood, social English mode, or social English mood. So please, let's do that by listening to my friend Sora, who's going to get you there in Japanese.
気楽にアメリカ人の友人であるパーシーを招いて落ち着いた雰囲気の中でお気に入りのカフェに座りながら英語を練習して上達しようとしているとします。これからパーシーが今日のトピックについて話しますのでリラックスして聞いてください。
The city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Philly, as it's called by the locals. We are at Bluestone Lane High Street Coffee Shop. It is a popular cafe in the Philadelphia area. You and I are sitting down. I'm having a cappuccino and you an espresso coffee. You can hear the coffee pour and listen to conversations around us. You can hear many local Philadelphians talk about their day-to-day lives and having normal discussions and conversations. Let's relax and talk about why we are here. I'm your friend Percy from America, and you've invited me to join you at this coffee shop because we want to increase your learning language ability in English. So, that is what we're going to do. So let's just relax and have a great discussion today. Today, we are going to talk about American culture to help you understand English if you are to visit the United States or another Western country for something like travel or as a study abroad student. Specifically, I'm going to talk about American culture. So, this particular topic and episode is for the intermediate to advanced English speaker. So please listen. If you do not understand, you cannot understand. Wakaran, wakaranai, wakarimasen. Perhaps you would enjoy reading the transcript that will be posted on our website, or you can just play this back at 0.5 speed. Let's get into it. Now, when you were presented images of America, you get things like the show Friends, Gossip Girl, and Grey's Anatomy, things like that. Let's just call that TV America. But, and a big but, there is another side of America. Let's call it not TV America. I'm sure that you studied English and you wanted to travel possibly. However, when you go to America, there are two things that will happen. The first thing is you will feel excited because you are in the United States. Wow. Look at all of these different people. They're all speaking English. Look, I am surrounded by all these people of different sizes than in Japan. Different clothing styles than Japan. And just different ways of speaking and moving. Wow, this is so exciting. The cars are different, larger, louder. Just the buildings are wider. There's so much different. The buildings look different. These streets look different. Wow, look at all of these differences. This is very exciting. Then, afterwards, you may feel disappointment in America and think this is not good. I am so shy, and this is boring. I want to go back home. I want to go back to Saitama. I want to go back to Kyushu. I want to go back to Kobe. I miss home. This is the second feeling that you'll have, and this will happen. But let me ask you a question. How do I know this? I know because when I was in college in 2015 and 2016, I met many friends that were Japanese students studying in America at my university. These students, which we call in English foreign exchange students, were there because they wanted to, of course, improve their English, study English in an American university, and speak with people, real English, real live English, not textbook English. One of these friends that I met, she got so scared and homesick, she stopped her study abroad program. And then she went back to Japan. I really feel bad for her and all of the opportunity that she missed out on. Okay. Why would you feel so homesick? Why would you want to go home, back to Japan, when you really wanted to experience America? Here's what I believe. Number one, you don't know many people. Number two, you think you're going to TV America, LA, Hollywood, Beverly Hills, very beautiful, glitz and glamour, New York, Manhattan, fashion, this amazing glamour, Gilmore Girls and Friends type of lifestyle. Please focus on that. Especially think about Friends. Usually, this does not happen for you. As a Japanese person that's a study abroad student, usually you'll go to a university, maybe in a rural Washington or Colorado, something like that, where it's very different than the image of America, the TV America you have in your mind. Number 3, it's scary. It might be scary to see all of these noisy, loud, large Americans. The food, you don't understand the American food that most people eat. Rice, for example, is very strange to Americans to eat, even more than one time in a meal per day, whereas Japanese people eat rice with every meal, usually. And the rice in America would be more close to a loose rice, like a Thai rice or basmati rice, not the Japanese sticky style rice. So that's another thing. Small cultural differences may scare you. But this is what I want you to do, because I really want you to enjoy your experience. This wonderful place that's different. There are good things, there are bad things, but get a chance to experience the good. So let's talk about it. My advice is, first and foremost, the biggest thing that I want you to do is make friends with an American person, a Canadian if you're in Canada, an Australian if you're in Australia. Okay? Whatever English-speaking country you visit, make the effort. Try to make friends with anybody that you talk to. If you are in a university, study abroad, introduce yourself to a classmate that looks friendly or nice. They can show you a lot and teach you a lot to change your experience. Often, many Japanese university students in the study abroad program come to America and they look for Japanese friends, or they came in a group of Japanese friends and they just stay in that small, tiny group of Japanese friends that speak some English and don't experience anything outside that. That's not what you came to America for. You did all of that hard work, all of those dreams, all that you thought about to come experience America. If you were going to do this, just talk to some Japanese friends that spoke some English, then why come to America? Why come to Australia? So my strong advice is to make friends. It's not the same as in Japan. In America, most of the Western countries, America, Canada, friendly people, especially a classmate or someone that's friendly to you, just make friends and ask questions. And I'm certain that you will find friendship and experience America in a different way, So now you are interested in staying and learning more English and more about the country that you're in. Number 2, second advice, find something of Japanese culture like Daiso, Uniqlo, or a Japanese supermarket or sushi restaurant to eat at, just to give you a little comfort. You don't want to spend all of your time in America without some kind of comfort from Japan. So if you do this, you can get some small Japanese snacks like a jagaimo or some haichu or something that reminds you of home, just to give you a little bit of comfort. Number 3, go on a trip with your classmates. If your classmates say, hey, do you want to go eat with us? We're going to the local Pizza Hut. Do you want to come? Or, hey, we're going to this amusement park. We're going to Magic Mountain. We're going to Six Flags. We're going to the beach on Sunday morning. Do you want to come? Go. You should definitely go. That way you can experience social situations in America and the English that is used in social situations, which is different than formal situations such as giving a speech or reading something. So that is also another piece of advice to help you experience your trip to America. Number 4, find the hidden America. What I mean by that is ask your friends about places to go or things that most people don't know about that are from Japan that you haven't talked about locally. Maybe there's a local spot, famous area that they know the best day to go there to visit. Maybe there's a better location or something within the city or town that only the local peoples know about, that most outside traveler or tourists don't know. It becomes an opportunity for you to experience something you never would have seen because someone has shown you a specific local thing that you never would have known was there. Advice number 5, go to the city. So, if you go to study abroad program, but you go to a more country or rural area, in other words, not the city, then I recommend you go to the city with a plan on the weekend and explore. It's great to do this with classmates or new friends you met. And I'll say this again, new friends you met. Don't just go there with your Japanese friends or maybe a Japanese person you meet at the school. Don't do that. Make sure you go there with someone who knows something about the area for a few reasons. Number one, it'll be easier for them to find things that you're looking for, that you want to visit, or places, local places, or experiences that you want to do. Number two, they can recommend things and experiences to do. For example, if there's a local coffee shop that's famous, if there's a local building or museum in the city that a lot of people go to, they can give you those recommendations. So go with them and experience on a weekend the nearest city. Also, they could also help you with safety by making sure you don't go to any rough areas or dangerous places. So that's another reason why you want to go with someone, but definitely visit the city. I'd say for one entire weekend at least. Smile. Number 6, smile. Smile when you talk to people. Smile. Move your mouth. Use your facial expressions so that people know that you're friendly and you are enjoying their company and conversation. Number 7, do something in America that you can't do in Japan. So there are certain things in Japan that you can't do in America or are strange, and there's certain things in America that you can do easily that you can't do so easily in Japan, maybe. For example, it might be easy to go ride a horse, do a horseback riding trek in your area. There may be some other things that you can do, trips to different locations, such as Alcatraz Island in San Francisco, Ellis Island in New York, the Hollywood sign, the Statue of Liberty, just things that places you can go or things you can do in America that you can't really do in Japan. So take those experiences. Either you can't do them in Japan or they're difficult to do in Japan. So try to do that. One of the big things is also eat. Try to eat at restaurants and eat food that is normal in America, everyday food, but not so much in Japan. You would not find it here or very difficult. And I'm not talking about steak. I'm talking about specific foods or restaurants that are easy to find. Always practice your English. This is my last piece of advice. Number 8, always be practicing. Always practice your English. How can you do this? I don't mean go talk to everyone you see. Hello. Don't introduce yourself to every single person you see. No, I'm not saying that. No. What I am saying is practice your English passively and actively. Passively. As soon as you get on the airplane from Tokyo or Osaka that's flying to the United States, most of the people will be English speakers. In fact, your stewardess or flight attendant will most likely give the directions, 99% of them, in English. So start passively practicing English by just listening to what they're saying and try to understand what they're saying. If you can't understand, maybe you want to make a small note using Google Keep. Make a little a note in Google Keep and label the note English words or phrases I need to understand. After you make this note, you can go put these words or phrases in Google Translate and see what they say, but always ask someone in English. A real person. Excuse me, what does this word mean? Better to ask a friend, a new friend, or a classmate, what does this phrase mean? What does this word mean? Okay? That will help you better understand. If they can't express to you clearly, they can use words and gestures to hopefully have you understand. So that's the first thing. And then when you are in your taking your classes, when you're just walking around, when you're not in the classes, when you're walking around amongst people, listen to people's conversation. Listen to what they're saying and try to see if you can understand what they are talking about. That's passive English learning. Active English learning. Speak to others. This is not the time to be shy. If you are shy, you are losing time and your experience in English. Remember, time can never be returned. So if you lose time learning English, you cannot get it again. So use that time to introduce yourself to people. Excuse me, or hey, hi, I'm such and such. Okay? Hi, I'm Yuko. What's your name? That is a common social English way of introducing yourself. Okay? Please do not use the phrase, hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. Don't speak this way because no one speaks this way in America. And if you do use that introduction, they may laugh at you. Not laugh at you, but laugh because that it sounds strange to them. It's not to hurt you and it's not to be mean. It's not mean. It's just that it sounds so strange. They never hear that type of English, so it sounds funny to them. Okay, but still, introduce yourself to many people while you have this amazing opportunity to be in a foreign country that speaks real natural English. Okay? And like I said, it doesn't have to be America. I am an American, so I'm speaking from my American perspective and what I've experienced with meeting Japanese students that were studying in my university. But this can be in England, in the UK, which is England, It can be in Australia, New Zealand, Canada. Doesn't matter where you're at. The point is just try to introduce yourself and practice active English this way. And basically, that is all. I really hope this information helped you out. Again, I'll say this again. I met some really cool Japanese people when I was in college, and unfortunately, they missed out on so much while they were in America. Even one of them, as I said before, she got so scared and just missed Japan, missed home, that she went back to Japan and stopped her study abroad, which was very unfortunate. So please, hang in there. Ganbatte. Please try your best. Please enjoy your study abroad experience.
このショーを気に入っていただけたら5つ星のレビューをぜひお願いします。コメントは英語か日本語でお書きいただければ喜んで読ませていただきます。リアルソーシャルイングリッシュ .com にアクセスしてぜひ無料でダウンロードしてください。ほとんどの日本人の英語を勉強している人がやってしまいがちな7つの間違いとその正しい言い方。また、毎日英語を上達させるのに役立つ資料もたくさんあります。Apple Podcast、Google Podcast、Stitcher、そして今はパンドラでもポッドキャストを購読いただきます。支援者になっていただけませんか？私たちがこのショーを作るための支援として5ドルの寄付をお願いできませんか？今後のエピソードで感謝の気持ちをお伝えします。また、そこでしか利用できない新しいコンテンツも入手できます。patreon.com/socialenglish からご参加ください。ソーシャルメディアで私たちのポッドキャストを友達にシェアしたり、Twitter、Facebook、Instagram のフォローをお願いします。
So, I hope you enjoyed today's topic for the Social English Podcast. That is going to do it for today's show. I had a great time talking to you about this topic. It's really important, and I really hope it helps you. If you have any questions about the topic, you can always ask at our social media, Twitter, Facebook, or you can leave me an email as well. No problem. Percy@realsocialenglish.com. If you have any questions, or you just want me to fix your English and help you with English on the podcast, that's Percy, Percy, @realsocialenglish.com. Okay. Once again, that's it for today's show, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love.
今日は楽しい時間をありがとうございました。ぜひ私たちのウェブサイトリアルソーシャルイングリッシュ .com を訪問して日本語訳と役立つ情報を手に入れてください。また次回お会いしましょう。バイバイ。See you next time. Bye bye.